Sunday, August 10th, 2025. My name is David Knox, and not everything in life with MSA is rosy and peachy. And what I mean by that is just because I'm getting some treatments with stem cells from Mexico with a certain doctor doesn't mean everything is going okay with the fight, the battle with MSA. I want to completely reiterate, I've never mentioned the word cure one time during my videos, but I mentioned the word treatments. So depending what country you're from, and actually what part of our country you're from too, you take the word treatment very differently. But I wanted to show you a couple of clips, and this is what I'm doing now. First and foremost, I'm not a doctor, and I do not give medical advice. I only give my own personal advice because that's all I know how to do. Right? I know how to show you videos and information and clinical trials and answer questions and help translate. My wife and I talked to a fine couple from a fine lady from the UK and one from Australia, and just giving them information that they would otherwise would not have without going through all 5,000 videos I have on YouTube. So easiest thing I can do is try to show things to you. So, for the record, I have to be honest. You should not be doing what I'm doing. What I'm doing is foolish. It's halfway stupid. It's more ignorant. Well, it's not ignorant. Ignorance is lack of knowledge. It's putting safety aside to take one more step. And unfortunately, most of us with MSA are much older than I am. I am 45, and I got this disease at 41. So even though I have all these, I'm taking all these stem cells. I've completed my second series, the second dosage since November. The question I ask myself every day, because of a video I'm about to show you, the question I ask myself every day is tomorrow my day to go? Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is, are these stem cells covering up the symptoms so well that I don't actually realize how bad it is? That's why I try not to take too much pain medication, because you take too much pain medication, it masks your symptoms and also hurts your breathing at nighttime. but oxygen. But if you take a lot of pain medication, it masks your symptoms. So when I go to PT or I go to my doctors, I don't take pain meds, even though you're supposed to for pain. I don't, because I want them to know where it hurts and where it doesn't hurt. What's the real me, the real pain, the real area. Very very specific comments. And I don't know if one day I'm just going to, my brain's going to stop working and tell my heart or lungs to stop breathing or pumping, because I've masked these symptoms so well with stem cell treatments that are working very well for me, but the disease is progressing. Right? That's what I don't know. Yes, the stem cells have squashed most of the stem cells have plateaued and maintained, stop the aggressive nature of the symptoms of MSA, except for voice. Right? My voice is still gone. And it makes me wonder sometimes, right? Is it actually repairing the brain? Is it actually repairing the organs inside, and some nicer nerve cells and nerve endings and whatever, right? And the answer is, I don't know. I'm 4 years in, and most people, right around 6 years, that's it. And I'm still very active and putting myself at risk by being very active. So here's what I still do with stem cells. So here's what I still do with stem cells. This last Thursday, so after stem cells in Mexico, we went to go climb the gigantic island. I think it's right here. It has on the note. Um, I can't figure out how to say that in Spanish. One of these. It's a gigantic statue. I have it on my Google Maps right here on the right hand side. It's the Jose Maria Morelos Monument in Morelia on the island. And again, the statue is 181 feet tall, which was last year, a year and a half ago, we went to the top. There's actually a Mexican podium inside there, and I took a picture and pretended to be the president of Mexico for at least a day. Very, very tall, very windy, wood plank stairs and stuff, but still very, very, very beautiful. And if you put that in perspective, 181 feet on top of this straight up island. I mean, straight vertical island. Now, there are some easy paths that go winding around it a lot, which take much longer. But once you get docked on here, you can literally take the pathway straight up. And when I say straight up, I mean straight up. And this path is very, very, very straight up. This does not do it justice at all. This is us actually going down. As we went up, I took half the way. I took the vertical stairs the fastest way, and then for some reason I decided to follow my wife and kids, and we went up the long way, which was inclines, like a ramp, so to speak. And that's the worst thing for me to walk is slightly up or slightly down, right? I do stairs, I can do, flat, but going slightly, like airport ramps, slightly up, slightly down. Uh, the femoral skills in my legs kicks out, and it's very hard to walk. So coming down, at least, I was okay by myself all the way down. And so we got down to the bottom of the boats, and then my dear, my wife's uncle Bofrano grabbed me by the arm because he saw me shaking so bad, because it got to me, right? Not only the heat, which at that place was a little bit warm, but all the stairs straight down basically. So still climbing up and down, doing really dangerous with those stairs, very, very dangerous things. And this past couple of days ago, out there with the kids. Now I'm working on my slice, and it's very hard to work on a slice when you still have a recovering left shoulder that is locked in place. But the best case scenario here is we're gonna have to do a anesthesia. Let's see how to shank it. We have to do like anesthesia with manipulation to get my left shoulder going. But let me tell you though, there's nothing quite like working out a shoulder the right way without PT people doing it for you. My shoulder actually, before it's swollen after this, felt so well. But you can see me actually getting right, reaching, grabbing balls, putting on the tee. Stepping back is a little bit shaky, right? I also have spikes in my shoes, right? Golf shoes, so that's really why. But I'm still able to do the things I want to. And the reason for that is because I don't stop trying. I don't stop trying. Um, I don't care if I'm going to actually fall and hurt myself, and I shouldn't say that. That's why I say don't do what I do. I'm not pretending to be a great athlete on video. I'm not pretending, but I will prove a point to you if you make me. Like I told all my family in Mexico, the males, I said, I will climb this and do that, and I will do it better than you will, just to prove a point. And that is the mentality that I would beat somebody half my age or 10 years younger than me, going stairs or whatever, running, walking, jogging, whatever. That's the mentality I have that most people don't have. Is that will to not give up, whether it costs you pain and suffering. But if it is pain and suffering, the success in my mind makes up for the pain and suffering. Now, here's a part that I'm not sure if what I entered the video with, if what's happening is am I actually masking the symptoms completely, or um or actually fixing things, right? Am I still on target to live the average lifespan of someone with MSA of 5 to 7 years, or am I actually going to live longer because stem cells are working? That's the question. I don't know, and I was reminded of it. Thankfully, my lovely eldest daughter, Sophia, was dropping me off. We were cleaning the house because mom's coming in to visit today. She'll be in a couple hours, actually. And so moving things, picking things up, off the floor, sweeping, the robot, whatever, computer room. Doing those things, tests, they add up and they definitely take the wind out of you, and they make you tired, extremely tired. So after that, I forgot that we were going to a cookout, a picnic, a little ways away with family. And it wasn't hot out there. It was in the 80s, but for people like us that have issues with temperature control, autonomic regulation of the body temperature, I was there for about an hour or so, and I told my wife, I said, I'm going to go home with my daughter because she was going back to work. I knew even though I could not feel the heat, I could not feel the sun, I could slightly feel the humidity in the air, right? How much the dew point, but I could not feel the heat. But I knew my body was about to drag like really bad. So I said, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to go home with Sophia, my daughter, and she'll drop me off, and there you go. And this is the next video. I got two separate angles: ring camera and my security camera. But these next two videos show you. It makes you wonder: am I actually doing better, maintaining, or am I fooling myself? And that's the question I can't answer. I can't even answer that for you. All of you great people that text me and message me, call me, and everything. I don't know. All I can say is we'll find out. And this is what really gets me. So this one has audio. Double clicking is a feed. So I get out, and I'm already saying woo because my head is spinning. Remember, I said stem cells took away the spinning and the blacking out. They did. This is the first time from being back that my head starts spinning. Like I said, the heat. I knew the heat from that day, and doing some chores was catching up with me at some point. I could feel it in my body. You're gonna hear my bad gait movement of my feet. I am dragging my feet, which means I'm exhausted. These are my other running shoes that are great for flexing, and I'm still dragging them pretty good. I stop because I'm spinning a lot more. I wanted to actually vomit right there, to be honest with you. Something I've never felt before when it comes to dizziness or vertigo, whatever. Neurogenic orthostatic hypertension is what is actually what it is. Normally, my spinning in my head and such only lasts a few seconds, which is why it's so hard to catch it in medical labs and stuff. It's usually only a few seconds and it goes away. This one, we're already past 5 to 10 seconds and I'm still spinning. And enough to even look back at my diary, you know. And I'm like, I'm okay. I said, I'm spinning. Of course, I gotta check the mail. All right, well, one step to get up to. I'm talking to myself, we're good. The other is very smart. She doesn't leave until I'm safely in the house, thankfully. And I know I'm going to look left at her and say bye, basically. You know, like, see you later. But with MSA, we think things, we go left. You know, we think right, we go right. Our body does some weird things as far as walking and leaning and falling over. So I'm going to look left and basically say bye. But the next part is what gets me. Step off. I've lost control of my body. I'm leaning right. I can't stop leaning right. And I'm trying not to go face first into the house, the windows and the bricks. And of course, my daughter, you know, very smart. I said, I got it. She's like, shut up. Because for that dad, you know, dad always has it. I'm okay. I'm always okay. I never have issues. And that's what this is. This was the worst neurogenic orthostatic hypertension I've ever had. This is worse than being full out drunk, full out worse than having alcohol poisoning I had like 20 years ago in Mexico. This was hit my core, every part of my brain, my head, and the fact that I could not keep from tipping right was very unusual. I know how not to fall. I know how to balance myself. I know what to do. I'm actually going to be okay. But for somebody like me that has things under control, that's ahead of the game, to not be able to control. I've done something like this a couple times before, but not to the extent of the blood pressure dropping so much. I feel very. I want. There was a dear friend of ours, and when I was like going to have in Chicago anymore, but when I was attending Mission MSA Zoom conferences, there was one gentleman here in Highland, Indiana, and one of the videos he showed me of his neurogenic orthostatic hypertension was him walking in the driveway and falling flat. And that's one thing I pride myself on. Is I know how to fall, kind of, sort of. It's for sports. And that moment really freaked me out for a moment because I felt like what he looked like on his driveway, on his video, where he just fell backwards and hurt himself really bad. That's you know, has that happened ever since I've been home? I think that was three days ago, Thursday, and now it's Sunday. Has that happened since? No, it hasn't. So, my daughter's asking if I need any more snacks. Really. But this is to show you that not everything is a-okay, even with stem cells. One thing I can tell you is the stem cells has now made my body more cognizant, more sensitive to medication. Before I'm taking, you know, 3 muscle relaxers, 3 clonazepams at nighttime, or 4 to sleep, plus my Seroquel just to sleep, just get tired. And since the stem cells, I had to take most of them out because it's too much. So the stem cells is giving me back my sensation of actual taking medication and feeling the sensations. The second day after I had stem cells, and I was taking hydrocodone, Vicodin, that sensation you have on your nose when you take those type of narcotics. I had that back the first time I had that feeling in forever. So, the stem cells are working, but you have to ask yourself, unfortunately, you have to ask yourself, am I buying myself time, which is a good thing, or am I covering up the symptoms, masking them, and I'm actually still going to have a catastrophic issue, at the typical time? That's the answer I keep asking myself, because I don't know. That neurogenic orthostatic hypertension I've never had so severe in my life. It went from 0 to 100. I don't get hypertension that lasts for a long time. Maximum was 5 or 10 seconds tops, and it's very little. And that thing pummeled me in my front yard. So, things to be keen about, to look at. Yes, I'm still out there doing things. I take my time. Some things I do, some things I don't. Right? We get back from Mexico. My daughter has a golf meet the next day, or 2 days. Next day. So we go, as soon as we get back, we go practice golfing on the range. That video you saw. Um, does it take stuff out of you? Yeah, it takes energy out of you, but I still do these things. I'm that 41-year-old dad that's jumping at the trampoline park with their kids, and all the other dads are sitting on the sides doing nothing. That's who I am. I pride myself on being that person. Now, climbing up and down that island in Mexico, that is risky, and I do not advise anybody with MSA doing that. That's just a way for me to gauge myself on how well I'm still doing with my legs. I was perfectly fine going up the stairs, not the ramps, but coming down the ramps is not good. But coming down the stairs, it got much worse once I got to the end. So I do these things to gauge where I'm at physically and mentally. Right? Do I have the willpower, the mental power to do these things? Right? Am I giving up already? And the answer to that so far is no. I'm not giving up. I'm doing more than I'm supposed to, even though it might be unsafe. So I just want to show a video that not everything in David Knox's life is a-okay. It may seem like that because of stem cells and videos and the shorts I make. It may seem like that, but stem cells can't resolve everything in life. Right? Stem cells are really made for one purpose, to heal one thing, not really the whole body and the whole brain. Right? Every nerve connection is not really made for that. So I just want to show you guys that, yes, I'm still out there huffing and puffing and doing. I cut the grass the other day, very hot. That's the other part, right? I cut the grass, and we went golfing to practice with kids, and I was worn out that night. So for the next day or two, but I'm still making an effort to actually do these things. And I encourage you to do the same things because, again, a body in motion stays in motion. Yes, I hurt a lot more with my shoulder still being out of whack, but these are the things we have to do to get by. Because I refuse to stay in bed all day if I don't have to. I refuse to not go out and be a part of my children's lives and my wife's lives and her family in Mexico. I mean, it meant a lot. It meant a lot, and to be in Mexico and to be a family. With MSA, it changes how you think about family and what you think of and what you say to people. It changes a lot. and I'm happy to have gone. And everybody came to meet us in the city of Morelia, and I'm so happy. We had a wonderful time as we always do. But you know, with deaths in the family, it means a lot more, especially those of us that have in the family that have a terminal illness. Right, we had one die of cancer, and another one died of another issue. It's just it's tough. So relying on each other is paramount. But that's it for this video. I'm gonna have another video coming up for MSA Crusaders. Daisy's gonna be out this week for some medical care, so I'm gonna try to fill in, try to do my best. We'll see if I can maybe get my mom or my kids on here, and we'll talk about nothing. um, but I enjoy you guys. Please share this video if you find it appropriate. And again, thank you again. There will be another video, and don't be just so be strong, guys. Be MSA strong. It'll help you. See ya.